You're scrolling. You come across a post that you agree with, so you tap like. You keep scrolling, and 2 or 3 posts later, something similar comes up. As you begin to engage with it, you may start to realize that every single post in your feed agrees with those ideas, and crucially, there are no opposing ideas present. You're stuck in an echo chamber. Sound familiar? This happens to most of us all the time, and we often pass it off as harmless. But what if I told you that these echo chambers are actually incredibly dangerous for society? Why? Because they block the benefits of free speech. But firstly, what exactly is freedom of speech? It's a human right that protects the ability to be able to express yourself freely, without fear of governmental or independent censorship. I became interested in this topic while researching for my shortlisted John Locke Institute essay competition entry, but especially interested in the fact that we're losing this right faster than ever in the modern day. In just the last year, a famous TV writer was arrested at Heathrow for expressing controversial opinions online. In California, a public speaker was mobbed by a group of protesters for expressing his views. The list goes on and on. But why is this so bad? Well, to put it simply, free speech evolves our societies. Let me explain. When free speech is truly free, it allows our ideas to flow and reach new people. This can shift their attitudes and opinions, and at a grand scale foster change, which evolves our societies. Additionally, free speech allows our ideas to become better, as they're exposed to different arguments, and therefore will become better. As Thomas Wentworth put it in his speech to Parliament in 1641, without free speech, we lose the ability to talk to wise and good men, and therefore to become wiser and better ourselves. So now we understand what's happening and why it's so bad. But why is it happening? And crucially, why now? Well, it has all to do with the 3 main impediments to free speech in this century: mob censorship, online echo chambers, and restricting laws. Let's go through them. Firstly, mob censorship. This is when protests against a speaker cross the line into intimidation or disruption, often preventing the speaker from speaking at all. Mob censorship can cause violence, which challenges the principle that no one should be scared to express their opinions. Cancel culture, often referred to as the online form of mob censorship, has a similar effect. This is when groups attempt to remove or punish views that they disagree with, often through online platforms. Cancel culture is not accountability. It's a form of censorship that allows these groups to instill fear in those expressing their opinions. Secondly, online echo chambers. These are networks that connect people only to people who agree with them online. They're created by social media companies to keep us engaged by linking us to content and conversations we're most likely to agree with. Importantly, these have existed for hundreds of years offline before social media, yet they weren't nearly as dangerous. What makes these online echo chambers so much more dangerous is the lack of negative enforcement. Let me explain. Before, you would occasionally bump into ideas that you disagreed with, but because online you are not shown any of these contradicting views, your ideas can radicalize, often becoming violent. And finally, restricting laws. These are laws that prevent people from expressing their opinions. Laws framed as hate speech prevention can often overstep their boundaries, creating a climate where people are afraid to speak at all. These laws also raise the question of what hate speech really is. Is it just a controversial opinion, or is it something that the government doesn't want to hear? If the government is given the ability to decide what hate speech is, then the definition becomes subjective, rather than objective, which it should be, and defined as when free speech turns into violence. Until then, these laws should not come into effect, as knowing what people think keeps us safer. Not knowing, ignorance, led by censorship, leads to a blind society. So, I'll leave you with a message for the future. The state of free speech is in a bad place, and the direction it's going in isn't much better. If we want to protect and take care of our rights and continue to reap the benefits of free speech, then let's stay informed, question laws and narratives, and get out of our echo chambers. We must act. And there's never been a better time than now. Thank you.